Hey guys, it's Kiona Iba from Ragged Pages, and I just recently posted this book and I got a lot of questions. And I did a walkthrough in a previous video, so you can go and check that out. But I am planning to do this particular style of book in a set of 3. So I have 2 books, 2 altered books that I already have ready to go. And I have wallpaper cut to cover them. So what I did with this book is I used the same wallpaper and cut it to size to cover this book, and then I took the wallpaper off and I glued all my scraps and whatever on there, and then took this to my sewing machine, sewed it all evenly, and then sewed like a mishmash on there so that it would look, you know, more raggedy. Anyway, so set this aside and start on my next one. So I cut this specific scrap for this black cover, and since I'm going to be wrapping my edges around the edge of my book, I want my fabric scraps to go to the edges, so it's not as important to outline your book cover on your model, but I did my spine just because if you want to do something pretty on your spine, you want to be able to know where it is. So here's my book, here's my paper, and I have already cut my scraps. I have a collection of blues and yellows, and I chose these sunflowers, again, from my grandma's collection of fabrics, because, you know, you go through the fields, drive through farmland or whatever, and all the sunflowers are blooming and beautiful, and it's just a perfect fall collection, I think. Some more bright yellow, and then some lighter blue and yellow scraps. So I've cut them in squares and rectangles and triangles, and on this book, I literally just took my basket of scraps, pulled out whatever I had in there, and stuck it on. And this time I'm going to try to do it a little bit more organized, so we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, so I'm going to push these aside, and I don't have any particular plan, except that I really love this sunflower. I'd love for it to be on the front somewhere. So I'm going to say this will be my front cover, and I want it, not sure, you can always change it. And since I'm going to be sewing everything down, it's not super important that you get like super stiff glue. So I'm actually just going to use a glue stick. I used liquid glue, just nice normal Elmer's glue last time, but the only issue with that is if you have kind of a see-through fabric, like maybe this yellow, if you don't get your glue completely spread out, like with a brush or something, I used this brush to spread out my glue, then it bleeds through and then you have like this wet spot on your fabric, which is not what you're going for. So anyway, I'm just gonna stick this on here. Okay. Now I'm just gonna play around with pieces, and when it's all covered up, I'm gonna sew it together. I actually tried filming this video once before, and then I paused it to go iron these, and accidentally deleted it. So this is round 2, which means I should be super prepared, right? Sound like I really know what I'm talking about. Oh, you know, something I just realized is this yellow fabric is so thin I can see through it to the little images. So I'm going to take these off and flip it over. Okay. Alright, so now this is my front cover. I'm going to stick this right back on here. Okay. Round 2. But, you know, I could have left it that way, and then it just would have been a nice, happy little mistake, or whatever you want to call it. Because really, when you're junk journaling, whatever it is you're doing, you're just mishmashing things together, and there's really no wrong way to do it. So, just do whatever. This almost looks like it'd be a perfect place. Move this up. Alright, this looks like it'd be a perfect place to put like a title or something down here. And that's pretty. I like that. Okay. Now I haven't used any of this. So really this is just collage, and you could do this pretty easily with paper too, and you can just sew your paper right in your sewing machine right back onto your spine or whatever. And this is the center of my spine, and I think it would be pretty to have like a straight yellow streak. I'm just going to slip it underneath my blue here. Oops. There we go. There's going to be a lot of layering in this. A lot of layering. I don't quite like that. You know, I'm just going to start sticking things down, and then if I don't like them, since it's a glue stick, it can always come off, because this is just fun. So usually when I'm sitting down here in my art room, just crafting away, I have YouTube videos playing, and I like to watch Johanna Klo and Nick the Booksmith and anyone else I can get on. And recently I've been watching Olivia somebody or other. I don't remember what her name is. Anyway, but she's got some really good business tips. So as I'm starting to get ready and like gear up for doing a grand opening and stuff, I'm getting all these really cool ideas. So I feel like I'm inundated with information right now. I don't know if I want to cover that up or not. Ooh, that's pretty. I want to do a corner like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. So first, I need to cover this up. You know, I might bring in some other colors. I don't know if I could do this light blue. That's kind of pretty. It's just different. I have just scraps sitting around here, so things might get pulled in from anywhere. Something that my mom always said is like, if something's too perfect, you're almost like too afraid to use it. So you want it to be a little bit imperfect. You know, like if you were to go into a palace, you wouldn't want to go sit on the furniture or something. You're like, that's not for me. Here we go. Here's my scissors. So, anyway, doing things a little bit imperfectly almost makes it more fun to use. It's like relaxing. You can't mess it up. It's already been messed up. You're safe. You're safe. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm just going to start throwing stuff down on the paper, because I could sit here and decide all day. I'm sorry, this is upside down for you guys. So this is my thought process. Upright. Here's my spine, and so it's going to catch that yellow down the middle and a little of all this, and then this light blue on the side. This is actually like my favorite color, so I was so excited when I found that fabric. We have this secondhand store in town called The Attic, and everybody in town takes their stuff there, and it's super cheap. So I'd go to The Attic and I can get, like, I got a huge, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 yards of this blue fabric for $2.50. So it is it has been part of a lot of projects. And now I have these little scraps left over, which is perfect for stuff like this. Let's see. I think I need some more sunflower. I don't know. We're gonna say there. Just random. So the first time I filmed this, my cat Piper was here, and she came and sat in the middle, like right here, and she was like all over the screen and trying to eat all my papers, and she was just a wonderful, adorable pest. Anyway, she's gone now. She's a super needy cat. Most cats are pretty, like, independent and like to be by themselves, but she follows my husband and I everywhere. Anyway, so she's followed my husband back upstairs at our house. Alright, okay, this is coming together. I am gonna maybe go in search of some different fabrics? No. I kind of like that. I just need something to cover that spot. A little something something. What if this? Not quite wide enough. Okay. I've got this larger piece, and I'm just going to cut myself another square. So I don't really have any plan in place. I'm just throwing things on here and not letting any of the colors touch is basically my only stipulation. So it is pretty haphazard. There we go. Oops. If you guys try this sometime, I would love to see your results. It's always fun to see other people's stuff because, well, I mean, obviously it is because Pinterest exists. There's an entire world of people that love to look at other people's work. So, anyway, it's fun and exciting to be like, oh, that's a cool idea. I should try that. Just be a little bit longer. I did have all these pieces square at one point, but But seeing as I don't have a specific plan, I am just going to throw them on there. Anyway, there we go. Okay, the front is almost done. I need one more piece up here. Maybe, well, yellow again, I guess, is the only thing not touching. I need to cut myself some more scraps. Huh, cut yourself scraps. It's kind of like an oxymoron. The point of scraps is that you don't have to cut them, so that they're pre-cut, pre-messed, and ruined. I kind of like that. That's pretty. I just need something for this spot. Do that. And then, nope, not quite big enough. Go back to my trusty blue. Okay. Here we go. Another thing I mentioned, I think in my previous video, is I try to leave a little bit of overlap and everything, so when I sew it, my fabrics can fray, and you can see on this one, like it's already fraying, and I really like that look on here. It gives it more of like a homey feel. You know, when you pick up your journal and you're just like, I just gotta put all my thoughts down on paper, you kind of just want it to be relaxing and comforting. You don't want to have to, it's not like a job or a business thing to write in your journal. So your journal should kind of reflect that, I think. So I always journaled in, like, it's in high school. I got like the cheapest, most simple little college notebooks or whatever, so that they could be beat up and very ragged, hence ragged pages. But they were just like, everything went in there. So as I'm making these like fancy journals, fancy kind of vintage journals, I want to have that same feel when I pick up my journal. I want to be relaxed about it and not feel like there's expectations to do something miraculous. You know, write something profound. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that front. Okay, so here's my front so far. And a lot of these edges will kind of get hidden because they'll be wrapped around underneath. Okay, so here's my book, and I'm planning on wrapping it around this way. I don't want to bend it too much, I don't want my stuff to come off, but this will be my front cover, like this, my spine, and my back cover. So I am going to run this over to my sewing machine and stitch it up. Okay, back again, guys. I have gone over to my sewing machine and stitched this all together. So here it is upright, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. I did this one a lot more exact, and I didn't want it perfect because, again, I want it to be already messed up enough that you're not afraid. Oh, and I missed a spot. I'll have to sew that in, but I want it to be a little bit messy, you know, raggedy, so that you're not afraid to write in it. So anyway, I stitched more square lines. It was have you guys ever done those Zentangles where you can't pick up your pencil and you just fill in a space? It was kind of like that. But I did all these squares back and forth all the way around, and for an idea of what this is going to look like, it will be something along these lines. So I really wanted a sunflower right along my spine, so that'll hang there, and I'll wrap these around the edges. So yeah, since I spent so much time on the outside cover, I'm not going to stitch through. Oh, and I accidentally sewed an extra scrap on the back. So whoever gets this book, there's the hidden prize inside. Anyway, so keep your eyes open for the final product. I'll be finishing this up soon and posting pictures. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks.